Hi students, in today's session we are starting the fourth unit. We are already completed first and second units regarding operations management. Okay, we discussed the third unit in later sessions. So I take the topic for today's session in fourth unit. So the fourth unit is titled with operations, planning and control. The elements in the fourth unit are objectives of operations planning, procedures of operations planning and categories of the operations planning. So in today's session, I just want you to tell the operations planning procedures and different functions of operations planning and different kinds of inventories. Okay, so before going to the class, planning is necessary for the business organization. We have to plan each and every element from the starting of the business through production and to sell the product to the customer. All these activities are properly planned and designed. Here, the production activity should be planned according to the specifications which is communicated by the management. Okay, here the continuous flow of the material is very important, because the continuous flow of material leads to continuous production process. If there is a continuous production, we can reach the demand in the market. Okay, it is not that much of easy task to meet the demands of the market. For example, in a car manufacturing organization, the cars are produced per day as per the required number which is already specified. For example, we are producing 100 cars per day. But in certain situations, what happened was the demand for the cars are increased in the market. So now we have to make all the arrangements to meet that demand, which means we have to produce those cars according to the demands in the market. It is a tough task for the management, right? Okay, because all the machinery, all the equipment are arranged to produce only 100 cars per day. Now we have to produce more than 100. It is a tough task to maintain the activities in the production week. And not only manufacturing organization. For example, I consider service organization which deals with bus transportation. So, in the transportation, the customers who want journey in the bus is to be estimated early. Okay, if there are some certain situations in which the customer flow is increased to certain place, then we have to make arrangement to serve all the customers, all the passengers to get the work. Okay, it is also a tough task to manage the activities. So proper planning is required to get the benefits from the increased demand in the market. Okay, so the business organization, when it grows or when it expands or when it is starting the operations, it has to plan the first. Planning is very important thing. As all of us know, planning is nothing but we have to think before doing. Okay, so first we have to measure the market demand and then we have to estimate several factors to reach that market demands. Okay, then what is the meaning of the operations planning? Operations planning is prerequisite to the operations control. First we are planning different kinds of procedures. Then what happens? We control the activities by comparing the estimates and actuals. That's why I am saying that operations planning is prerequisite to the operations control, and it is the basis for manufacturing. What you are producing in the organization, at what quantity you are producing, what raw materials are you are utilizing, all these elements should be noted in operations planning. Okay, so the definition of the operations planning is operations management decisions on the resources that the firm will require for its manufacturing operations and the selection of these resources to produce the goods at the appropriate time at least possible cost. Okay, once again, operations planning. Okay, so it is operations planning. Operations planning is that which involves management decisions. Which involves management decisions regarding on the resources that the firm will require to produce certain kind of products or to produce different goods. We need resources which are nothing but raw materials, machinery, equipment, all these things. So it is the management decision on the resources that the firm will require for its manufacturing operations. Okay, requiring for its manufacturing operations. What happens in the manufacturing operations? The inputs are transferred into outputs, or the inputs of raw materials are transferred into finished or semi-finished goods. So we have to estimate the resources which we want in our organization, and the selection of these resources. Then what we have to do? We first identify the resources for the organization. Then we have to select the resources to produce the desired goods. To produce the desired goods at appropriate time at least possible cost. We have to produce desired goods. We have to produce the goods which is desired by the customer, which goods have the demand in the market. Okay, and then these goods are produced at what time? Appropriate time. When the demand is high, you have to catch up that demand. So then only your revenue will increases, right? So at the appropriate time and at least possible cost. At least possible cost. You have to acquire resources. You have to acquire resources, and you convert those resources into product. And you have to sell that product to the customer. All this process may involve least possible cost, which leads to increase the profitability of the organization. So it is the definition of operations planning. Once again, operations planning is the management decisions on the resources that the firm will require for its manufacturing operations and selection of the resources to produce desired goods at appropriate time and at least cost. Okay, so depending upon this definition, the organization plans different types of requirement, which means material requirements, inventory control, and the scheduling. All these elements are planned in the operations plan. Okay, here I am showing you this. This is the operations planning sheet. What contains in this is, first one, the name of the part. What is the part that you are producing? Okay, and next one, material specifications. And what are the materials that you need? And next one, part number. Here we are indicating the part name, and we have to enter the part number here. Okay, and next one here, operations number. Next, description of the operation, what you are doing to that resources. Okay, and next one, missions, what mission that you are using. Tools, not only mission, tools and equipment also used in the production process. Already I told you in the equipments, cranes, conveyors, elevators, different kinds of elements are used. Next, jigs, it is an operating tool. Okay, this is to be utilized. And gauges, it is a material, which means how much quality, how much quantity, and how the operations are performing. All these are measured in gauges. Okay, and next one, time analysis. What is the time required for the each operation is to be recorded. So it is the operations planning sheet which contains all the details regarding operations of the organization, which means the production operations of the organization. Okay, now I am going to tell you about the different kinds of plans that an organization makes. Okay, You have to note down these elements in your notes. You have to follow the classes regularly. Okay. So next one is, what are the different kinds of plans that a business organization is involved in, and how it affects the operations planning decision in the organization. Okay. So business plans. Business plan. As we know, business is an economic activity which is concerned with the production and distribution of goods and services. Okay, here business, there are three major important functional areas in the business organization. Of course, HR is also there, but we consider three major functional areas. Okay, first one is marketing plan. Marketing plan and operations plan and financial plan. Financial plan. Okay, so these are related. These are related with each other. Business plan, which is regarding marketing, finance, operations and marketing. Right? This is the structure of different kinds of plans in the business organization. Okay, depending upon these operations plans, we develop master operations schedule. Master operations schedule and it consists of two things, that is material requirements. Material requirement and capacity requirement. Material requirement and capacity requirement. Okay, these are related to the detailed scheduling. Detailed scheduling and activities are controlled, which means regular real-time control. Real-time control. This is the hierarchical structure of the plannings in the organization. Hierarchical structure of the plannings in the organization. So master operation schedule consists of two elements, and they are capacity requirements and material requirements. Based upon this, the detailed schedule is prepared. The detailed schedule is prepared depending upon the material requirements and capacity requirements, and schedule is to be controlled at real time. Okay, then business plan. Business organization plans in the three categories, that is marketing, operations and financial. Marketing plan relates to the providing strategies for the marketing activities. So it is one of the revenue functional area which gives the organization the revenue. Okay, so marketing plan is to be developed strategically. And next one, financial plan. the funds that are used in the organization, how we are attaining those funds, how we are utilizing the funds, how much of amount we require. All these are comes under financial plans, and how we have to utilize that financial resources. All these things are comes under financial plans. It is also a strategical decision. And the important one in this scenario is operations plan. We have to plan the operations in the organization, which relates to the production, which relates to the manufacturing. So, if we observe that business plans is based, the business plan consists of operations plan as an important element, because first they prepare the operations plan. Okay, depending upon the operations, they can analyze how much of funds is to be required to produce those goods. What are the financial requirements that we need to complete the operations in the organization. Okay, and next, by using financial assistance, we are producing goods, and those goods are marketed. Okay, this is the business level plan. Coming to the next segment, operations plan. Operations plan consists of master operations schedule. Master schedule following, it is an aggregate production function or aggregate production planning. We have to add the plans, total plans of the operations, or the total plans in terms of specific and items or models that can be assigned priorities, which means it is expressed that the different kinds of plans for the items or the different kinds of model. Those items are arranged as per the sequential order. Okay, all the operations regarding the business or relating to the manufacturing will come under master operations system. It has two elements, material requirement and capacity requirement. Material requirement (MRP) is a computer-aided software which uses the production planning, scheduling and inventory control system, and it is to be managed in a proper way. Okay, and next one is capacity requirement, which means how much capacity we need to produce and how much we are going to, how much we determines that to reach that goal, which means how much capacity that an organization have, and is it possible to produce that much of capacity, that much of products from using our resources, or comes under capacity requirements. Based upon the material requirement and capacity requirements, we prepare a detailed scheduling. Here, detailed scheduling means, as we know, scheduling is nothing but fixing, starting and finished points for the operations. Which means we have to fix the schedule for the manufacturing operations in the organization. Okay, this is to be controlled. At what basis? Real-time basis. Control is done in each and every stage of the manufacturing. Whether we are decided in the financial plan and operations plan, depending upon these plans, we are purchasing resources and we are producing goods. We have to analyze that production process is utilizing the financial resources and raw materials at what proportionate, which means we planned some estimates, and then the outcome is to be compared with estimates. Then we have to control the deviations if any occurs in this. So it is a hierarchical plan structure in the organization. Okay, the next one is planning, operations planning, objectives. Operations planning, objectives. operations planning objectives. There are four objectives regarding operations planning. The first one is estimation of resources, estimation of resources that are used in manufacturing. Estimation of resources that are used in manufacturing. And next one, arrangement of facilities or the arrangement of the resources. And next one, designing the production processes. Next one, physical arrangement of the activities. These are the objectives of operations planning. The first one is estimation of resources that are used in manufacturing. We have to estimate the resources that are required for the manufacturing concerns. For example, the resources or the inputs, material, machinery, all these are to be estimated first. How much the manpower we need, how much the material and how the machinery power is needed is to be decided first. We have to estimate the resources that are used in manufacturing. The next one is arrangement of facilities. Here facilities means what are the resources that you are estimated, it should be arranged in the sequential form which is required for production. Okay, and next one is design the production process. We have to design the production process. It is depend upon the designing of a product. It is depend upon the designing of a product. Here, the product design is depend upon the customer needs and wants. Customer needs and wants. Depending upon the product design, we are designing the process which the product is to be manufactured. Depending upon the process, we are designing the layout facilities. Okay, all these are to be designed in the designing is the one of the objective of operations planning. And next one is physical arrangement of activities. Here, to arrange the all activities in the organization means the physical elements which uses the raw materials into finished goods, how their conversion process will occur. All these elements are arranged physically in the organization. So these are the objectives of operations planning. First one is estimation of resources that are used and manufactured. Next one, arrangement of facilities, design the production process and physical arrangement of activities. All these are the objectives of operations planning. As we know that operations planning and control have four elements that are planning, rules, dispatching. Another thing is doing follow up. So these four are very important. As all of us know, regarding operations planning, we have to plan what we need to produce and how we have to require different resources. And routing, selecting the optimum route for or selecting the optimum path for the process. Scheduling, fixing the starting and ending times. And dispatching, giving authority to do work. Okay, and follow up. We have to follow up, or we have to control the deviations. All these are already discussed in the previous process. Okay, it is to be considered in the operations plan. Now we have to know that what is the procedure of operations planning. Okay, operations planning procedure. Okay, and then the next topic is planning procedure. Operations planning procedure. It consists of two elements, that is demand forecast and specification of operations requirements. Operations planning procedure is the outcome of operation plan, which is nothing but a production plan. It is the output from the operations planning procedure. So, it starts with demand forecast. Already I told you in the starting of the session, that is demand is fluctuating in the market. So, if the demand increases, we have to meet the demand by our products. Okay, so demand forecast is very necessary for the operations planning. Okay, this demand forecast consists of these elements. The first one is the forecast demand is put on the calendar schedule, which means here the estimation of the demand forecast is to be put on the calendar schedule. First we have to identify the prevailing demand conditions. Sometimes there are certain seasonal fluctuations wise demand also there, which means there are some products which get demand in certain seasons. So we have to estimate that demand, and the estimated demand is put on the calendar schedules. The first thing. Okay, and next one is reasonable allowances are made for possible errors in the estimation process. When we are estimating demand, it is nothing but our assumptions, right? So, there may occur some of the problems. So, what we have to do is, we have to analyze, or we have to arrange a reasonable allowances are made for possible errors. If there any errors is occurred in the estimation of demand, then we have to make some of the allowances to correct that for demand forecast. Okay, and next one, mission capacity and labor force are planned depending upon the forecast of the demand. What we have to plan is the mission capacity and labor force. If the demand is increasing, we have to use missions, and we have to recruit more employees to do transactions. So first of all, we have to ready for the production process. We have to make ready for the production process. For this purpose, mission capacity and labor forces are planned. Okay, and next one is the schedule of material requirement is prepared. You have to prepare a material requirement schedule. How much material you need for the production of to meet the excess demand in the market. So, all these points are kept in mind while you are deciding or while you are analyzing the demand forecasting for the organization. What are they? The forecast demand is put on the calendar schedule. You have to put the demand forecast regarding the calendar schedules and reasonable allowances are made if there any errors occur. Okay, and mission capacity and labor force are planned. The schedule of materials requirement is prepared. These will come under demand forecast. While you are forecasting demand, these points are to be kept in mind. Okay, and next one is specification of operations requirement. Demand forecast is one of the part in the operations planning. It doesn't cover all the aspects of operations planning. Here what happens, you are just estimating the demand and you are arranging all the elements for that. So, specification of operations requirement is very necessary for the operations plan. You have to specify the operations requirement. In what process the operations is to be followed, what kind of raw materials that you have to use, all these items, scheduling, routing comes under the specification of operations requirements. Okay, these 2 points consider the planning procedure for the organization. Okay, and next one is functions of operations planning. What are the functions that are prepared by the operations planning is to be described here as order preparation, materials planning and process planning. These are the important functions which are prepared by the operations planning. Okay, the first one is order preparation. We have to prepare the orders of the customers. It is nothing but the sales and manufacturing departments are to be coordinated. When we are preparing operations planning, we have to decide the order preparation process, which means we have to prepare work orders for the activities. Okay, the order preparation is varies from different kinds of production process. If you are following the job shop production process, the order preparation is different. If you are following mass and batch production, then it requires a different type of order preparation. If it is a continuous production system, it also may vary in the order preparation. So, the first one is job shop production. As we know that what is a job shop production is? Job shop production is that part in which the material flow is intermittent, which is non-continuous. Here the goods are produced after getting the orders from the customer. Right? So, the customer will come to your organization and he places an order. That order is to be recorded and numbered. This order is converted into sales order. Okay, so here job shop production process, the customer gives you the order. Depending upon the order, you are going to produce the products. Okay, and next one, order preparation in batch production and mass production. Batch production and mass production. Here in the batch production, the production takes place regarding of batches, which means here the production it takes on the way of batches. After completion of the one batch, the machinery is available for the another batch. In the batch production system, we produce few kinds of products, which means in the number of hundreds and thousands. Okay, and next one, mass production. Here, in the mass production, the goods are produced in huge number. Okay, these two are for make-to-stock production systems. Here we are producing goods for the basis for making into the stock. Regarding mass production, not batch production. Batch production is related to the make-to-order production, whereas the mass production related to the make-to-stock production. continuous production system. In this system, the goods are produced in large quantities. Okay, so there is no need to prepare job orders in the continuous production system. Okay, and next one is materials planning. It is very important element for the organization. We have to plan the materials for organization. The planning of material is nothing but planning, controlling and using that material into the organization. When we are planning the materials for the organization, we have to consider several aspects. There are some techniques for materials planning. That is bill of materials, and MRP, which stands for Material Requirement Planning, and inventory control. These are the different techniques which we use in materials planning. Okay, the first one is bill of material. Here what happens is, it is nothing but the stock, which means here the materials are to be in the stocks, which for example, it converts the stocks into major assemblers. Okay, right. Major assemblers. Here the final assemblers or the final stock is converted into major assemblers. That major assemblers are converted into sub-assemblers. Sub-assemblers are converted into items. This process covers under bill of materials. Okay, and next one is MRP, Material Requirement Planning. As already we know that MRP is a software-based technology, software-based method to control and plan the materials in the organization. It is developed in 1970. Okay, so MRP covers the activities of the organization from the material flow or the inventory types and inventory techniques. All these comes under material requirement planning. And next one, inventory control. Okay, we have to plan, organize and control the inventory in the organization. So, inventory control is also an essential element which comes under material planning. There are different kinds of inventory control techniques. Okay, we will discuss in later those techniques. Okay, and next function is process planning. Here, the operations planning has to decide the process for the manufacturing of goods or services. We have to select the route. We have to arrange schedules for the process. Routing must be in a way that which gives the optimal path, which means the routing is, by using that route, the costs of the production may decreases. Okay, and layout selection. It is also another important element in the process design. So, these are the functions which are covered under operations planning. Now, we are going to discuss about different types of inventory and inventory controlling techniques. There are several kinds of techniques regarding inventory control techniques. Okay. The first one is Otherwise, the production cost may increases because the production cost also comprises the inventory cost. If inventory cost is increased, then the production cost will automatically increases. So, as a operations manager, what we have to do is we have to compare the cost with revenue, and we have to reduce the cost as much as possible to increase the efficiency or to increase the profitability of the organization. Right? So, inventory control is to be kept in mind. There are some of the techniques that are, first one is ABC analysis. Here, ABC stands for always better control. Okay, in this, what we have to analyze is the inventory is analyzed on the basis of the consumption value. Okay, for example, it is maybe high value, low value or moderate value. Here ABC stands for always better control. Operations managers use some Pareto's techniques for the inventory control. For example, according to Pareto's, 80% of the consequences comes from 20% of the causes. For example, in certain group, if it is a group which consists of different inventory, the major important inventory is occupies a smaller portion, whereas the minor important inventory occupies the major portion in the group. Okay, this is the Pareto's principle. Okay, it is one of the techniques for inventory control. And next one is WEED analysis. WEED. WEED analysis. This analysis is based on the consumer experience, or users experience or perceptions. Here, V stands for vital. V stands for vital. E stands for essential. E stands for essential. And D stands for desirable. D stands for desirable. Okay, here the material or the inventory that consists needs to be kept in stock. The inventory consistently kept in stock. Okay, you have to keep these inventory in your stock. Next one, essential. Minimum maintaining of the inventory is essential. We have to maintain the minimum level of the inventory. And desirable. May or may not maintain the inventory. It is of desirable. Okay, so VDD analysis is based on the user's experience and perception. Okay, and the next technique is HML analysis. HML analysis. Okay, it is based on how much a product cost is. Which means here high means high cost, M stands for medium cost, L stands for lower cost. For example, H, items that consist higher cost. Items that consist higher cost. M, items that consist medium cost. and N stands for items that consist lower cost. Okay, this is another type of analysis, inventory control technique. And next one is EOQ. EOQ, which stands for economic order quantity. Which stands for economic order quantity. It is the quantity which reduces the inventory holding cost for the organization, and it is the classical theory regarding production and scheduling of the production process. Okay, so here the formula was developed by F.W. Harris. EOQ model is developed by F.W. Harris in 1913. Okay, but it was developed by, which means the major part of the extension is given by the Wilson. He is a consultant. That's why EOQ formula is called as Wilson EOQ formula, because he extensively developed this theory after development of F.W. Harris. Okay, so it is one of the inventory control technique. And next one is SDE analysis. Next one is SDE analysis, which is dependent upon the availability of the materials, which leads to the lead time. Yes, we know the lead time is the time which is in which the transformation process, which means the raw materials are converted into finished goods. The time between these is called as a lead time. Here S stands for scarce, D stands for difficult, E stands for easily available. Okay, S stands for scarce. Here the raw materials or the inventory is imported from the other country, which requires high lead time. Okay, and next one, difficult. D stands for difficult. Here the lead time of the inventory is a fortnight, which means 15 days. Okay, and next one, E. E stands for easily available. E stands for easily available. The raw materials are easily available, or the inventory is easily available to the organization. Okay, and next category is XYZ analysis. Next one is XYZ analysis. Here what we consider is the stock of the value of the current stock. We have to analyze the value of the current stock by dividing the store stock value, which means the value of the current stock, the value of the current stock divided by the value of the store. Here what happens is, by calculating this, we have to arrange inventory in descending order. the value is reached 60%, if the value is reached 60%, we categorize that inventory into X category. X category. Then again we do the accumulation activities. If it increases another 30% or another 10%, those are categorized into Y and Z respectively. Okay, that's why we call it as a XYZ analysis. These are the different inventory control techniques of an organization or an operations manager needs to follow. The first one is ABC analysis, always better control. Next one is VED analysis, vital, essential and desirable. It is based on the user's perception and experience. Next one, HML analysis. Here we consider the cost per the unit. High cost, medium cost, low cost. And EOQ, economic order quantity, which minimizes the material or the inventory holding cost for the organization. And next one, SDE analysis, scarce, difficult and easily available. It is depend upon the lead time, which means the conversion of the materials into products. And next one, XYZ analysis, we have to divide the stock current value with the value of the store. Okay, so these are the different techniques. Thank you.